So if you've dropped into Fortnite's new Chapter 4 map, you may have noticed that at some of these locations, there's this sort of flagpole and there's a circle surrounding it. And if you stand in it, there's like a meter that fills up. Now, maybe you know what these are, maybe you don't, but if you don't, I'm going to explain to you guys exactly what they are, where to find them, and what you get for kind of filling up the meter, capturing the point, if you will. It's kind of like a capture point. So if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to stick around for more. We talk about the games and play the games here on the channel. It's always a good time, kind of the best of both worlds, from multiplayer games to, you know, let's plays of story-based games and everything else in between, gaming news, everything else. It's always a good time. I love talking about games and playing the games, so stick around for more. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this. So basically, all of the named locations, you can find these kind of points. There's like these flags, right? And again, it's going to be at all specifically the named locations. You're not going to find these anywhere else at any like of the POIs or anything like that, at least from my experience. Now, if for some weird reason I'm wrong, please do correct me in the comment section below, as I'm always open to correction. But from my experience playing a bunch, I've only seen them at named locations. So if you're wondering what the named locations are going to be, that's going to be Breakwater Bay, the Citadel, Shattered Slabs, Anvil Square, Brutal Bastion, Lonely Labs, Slappy Shores, Faulty Splits, and Frenzy Field. So those are typically going to be the locations where you're going to find the field now, or the flag rather. Now, when you're in that one of those locations, you can actually see on the map, you can see a little kind of flag with an exclamation point above it if the area has not been captured yet. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to go on to stand inside that zone. Again, it's surrounded by this big giant circle. It takes a while for it to fill up, so do be wary of that. You want to make sure that you don't get killed in the process, because there's going to be obviously a lot of people that are going to want to pick you off. They're going to know that you're going to be filling this thing up, the meter up, and you're trying to capture the point. So whatever you do, make sure you check your surroundings and you don't get absolutely annihilated. Now, once you are able to fill up the entire flag and you're able to actually capture it, it's going to say that you've captured it. If you capture multiple ones on the map, it's going to show that you've captured them, and it's going to show whenever you capture a second one, it'll show that you've captured this location and that location, for example. Right now, when you do capture it, what's going to happen is at the top of the flag, it's going to basically just burst out like confetti, a bunch of great loot, and this could be typically mostly like rare loot, like blue kind of items for the most part. But you can get things like chugs, you can get things like splashes, you can get all kinds of different, usually blue ARs. You can get some, better stuff as well. But from my experience, that's typically what you're mostly usually going to get. But some pretty solid loot. So it's definitely worth capturing these points. And like I said, you're getting so much loot that it's going to really set you up. So if you're able to capture these points, that's obviously ideal. But the thing is like I said, because these are at named locations specifically, named locations are typically going to be hot points. They're going to be where a lot of people are going to be going, and a lot of people are going to be kind of watching. And so that's kind of the risk, right? You got to kind of measure out the risk versus the reward. Is it worth kind of risking to go capture these points in order to get some pretty solid loot, but at the same time it taking so long to capture the point that you're just kind of waving a flag, literally saying, hey, look at me, here I am, and risking that people are going to come and pick you off very easily? Because again, for the most part, typically these flag points don't have a lot of cover to kind of hide behind, so you just kind of have to play it carefully. Now, obviously, if you're playing the normal battle royale mode, then you're gonna have builds. If you're playing no builds, which I personally prefer, like I said, it's just personal preference, then you're not gonna have any builds. And there's also the fact that either way, if you have builds or no builds, it's not gonna really matter, because you're still gonna be a target. Obviously, with builds, you're gonna be able to kind of secure yourself, defend yourself a little bit better, if you will. But even at that, it's still a huge risk that you gotta, again, kind of weigh out. And depending on the location, some of these are kind of at the lower part of the area. For example, at like Shattered Slabs, the flag points in one of the kind of lower areas, so you got so much high ground surrounding you that makes it even more risky, right? So again, depending on the area, it could be even more of a risk, but you gotta, again, weigh out the risk versus the reward. Is it worth kind of going through the risk to get some of this kind of loot. Now, another thing that may be very, very obvious, but I think it's important to kind of note really quick for those of you guys who may not, you know, think of this, may slip your mind, is the fact that, sure, you may be capturing the point and everything may be going well, but you also got to keep in mind that there could be someone just watching and waiting for you to capture it, so then they can go ahead, kill you, pick you off, if you will, kill you, and then steal the loot. So there is also that. Now, like I said, if you successfully go ahead and complete capturing the flag, not only are you going to get a bunch of loot that kind of spawns out of the flagpole, but it's also going to reveal every single chest location in that area. So you're going to see every single chest location through the walls. It's going to be all highlighted in yellow, so you can see exactly where every single chest is, but it's not permanent. So there is a time limit. I'm not exactly sure, just from my kind of you know, experience. It seems to be maybe like 30 seconds to a minute. I'm willing to guess at least a minute, maybe more. Again, I don't have an exact time frame for you guys, but it doesn't last extremely long. So just make sure that you keep an eye out where all the chests are. You try to make a mental note of it if you guys want to go pick up as many chests as possible, because of course that is even more XP, which is going to help you capitalize on leveling up and earning all those battle pass rewards as well. So again, pretty cool that it also shows you every single chest location in the map also. Well, my friends, I think that pretty much covers everything you need to know about these new flag points in Fortnite Chapter 4. If for some reason I missed anything or you think I got anything wrong, please do let me know down in the comment section below, but I'm pretty sure that covers every little thing that you need to know. And let me know what kind of loot you guys have gotten from it. Like I said, for the most part, it's going to be blue, but I have gotten, you know, gold loot, legendary loot as well, so it's not impossible to get that either. So it's definitely worth trying to get these points. There's a lot of incentives to it, between, you know, seeing the chest pop up on screen and you know, getting all this loot that kind of spews out of these flag points. So plus, you know, all the XP you're getting and just so many different incentives. So let me know what you guys think about these new flag points in Fortnite Chapter 4, and if you guys enjoyed this video, stick around for more, share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys soon in another one. Tell them, my friends, game on, and thanks so much for watching.